want to talk about YouTube while I'm enjoying the 95-degree weather here, walking up a mountain. Kind of want to talk about online courses today. Not online courses in general, online courses about YouTube. We're going to talk about general online courses. I do believe that there's value in that, not writing off online courses altogether, especially if you're in a space like accounting. There's certain ways to do accounting, right? So an online course about accounting is very evergreen, it's very specific, not a lot of interpretation around accounting. We're going to do an online course about repairing an automatic transmission. It's one way to do it, basically, right? Or maybe there's more efficient ways. But ultimately, there are standards. Been seeing a lot of online course commercials, ads, I guess we call them, on Instagram, probably because I run this channel. So I'm inundated by different creators who are offering online courses, and even some lesser known creators offering online courses about YouTube. Now, I've never taken an online course when it comes to YouTube or anything really, but specifically in YouTube, it seems like a curious product, an online course about winning on YouTube. The reason I should say that is because there's so many different ways to win on YouTube. There's really no formula to winning other than attention, interest, decision, action. Now, I apply that to every channel that I manage, but I apply it in different ways. Now, in terms of shorts strategy, it's always top of funnel, which means your shorts are going to get a lot of attention, but the vast majority of that attention is probably not going to translate to growth on your channel, but they're easy to do. So kind of pick your poison there. You could take them or leave them. That's the top of funnel. If you listen to some of these experts in this space, I don't say that sarcastically, I do consider them experts. Alex Hormozy, for example, talks about just really zeroing in your space of expertise, which is a great strategy. Because I never thought about it that way, but so many of us chase these vanity metrics, like how many views we have, how many subscribers we have. Might even see some trolls jump in the chat today to point out that I have 1,500 subscribers on this channel. And I guess that's supposed to wound my ego. It shouldn't wound anyone's ego. I'm grateful that I have 1,500 subscribers on this channel. Hopefully that's 1,500 people that will learn how to make YouTube their full-time job. I always look like your third grade teacher, bro. You don't got these shades, though. Thanks for being here, Sludge. I hope you start creating again, kid. So we're talking about online courses and YouTube. I got a story to tell about online courses. Guy I was talking to one day told me he invested $8,000 in an online course at a time in his life when that $8,000 really represented everything in the bank. And he took this course, said the person who put together that course really didn't offer any information that he couldn't have just gotten for free on YouTube. So I guess if you're going to invest that kind of money in a course, it shouldn't be your bottom dollar, is my advice. I haven't looked into these YouTube online courses too much. I don't know how much they go for, but I would imagine probably several thousands of dollars for an online course. I see some of the different popular ones. I get served those advertisements. I can't imagine putting that kind of money into a YouTube course if there's really no revenue being generated from it. It's my point. If your channel's just starting out, you're going to really invest 10 grand into learning YouTube. I'm going to tell you how to learn YouTube, and I'm going to tell you how I learned YouTube. Create. Just create. If you have a mentor that can teach you about YouTube, I did not. There really wasn't a lot of people on YouTube talking about YouTube back then. vidIQ wasn't really a thing yet. Can't think of any of the other people that are on here. Think Media, they're on here as well. And that really wasn't a thing in 2016 when I started on YouTube. So I kind of learned just by observing, creating things, see what works, see what doesn't. You eventually learn the system. You look at people that are creating content similar to your content. That's your free online course. Now, if you give up a coach and you do some strategy calls, that's one thing. Because I will say this, I've had mentors in business that have taught me a lot. It wasn't in the capacity of me paying $8,000 for an online course to get a curriculum that's being served to millions of other people as a one-size-fits-all solution to grow on YouTube. I just don't think there's a one-size-fits-all solution to grow on YouTube. Now, I've done some strategy calls with people to kind of help them with their specific goals on YouTube, and I do these live streams to engage with people like you that may want to grow on YouTube, but it's different for everybody. The way you're going to grow on YouTube is going to be different than how I grew on YouTube, but the method is always the same. It's always attention, interest, decision, action. Every time. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. But of course, I'm a YouTube expert. So I'm talking about, I just hate that I just said that, actually. That's so lame. My expertise is YouTube. I don't want to call myself a YouTube expert. So you see someone spending $8,000 on a YouTube course, and it might not even help them. Now, for example, if you're a fitness guy, fitness girl, whatever you want to call it, you take a course from someone who's also been successful with a fitness YouTube channel, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But they've already pre-qualified themselves as being in the same space as you. But if you're taking a course from somebody who does cooking demos on YouTube, and they say they're going to get you to #1, but you're trying to do automotive repair on YouTube, obviously you see how that doesn't align, right? Whole point being, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. What's up, Trayvon? How you doing, man? So I got 17 people watching right now. If you have any questions about YouTube while I'm going on this little bit of a dissertation about online courses, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll answer anything you want to know about growing on YouTube, making YouTube a sustainable income. It's not easy. First, you're going to be Superman overnight. It doesn't work that way. It takes a lot of effort. You can listen to different channels like vidIQ. vidIQ is good. Think Media. There's all kinds of different channels that give you tons of ideas. But I think sometimes we get inundated with so many ideas that we get this paralysis, creative paralysis, where we're not creating anything then. There's so many just different ways to create and win that we get fixated on these methods and we don't do anything. Method's always the same. AIDA, attention, interest, decision, action. You just have to figure out how to get people's attention, spark their interest, lead them to a decision. So whether that might be subscribe to your channel, might be comments, hopefully it's monetization. Now, that all depends on what you want to do. If you want to grow your YouTube as a hobby, then look at the vanity metrics. If YouTube is just a hobby for you and you're not trying to make money with it, yeah, focus on your likes, focus on your views, focus on your subscribers. But if you're actually trying to leverage a YouTube channel into a business, become an entrepreneur with it, make money, really got to look at your conversion. What do you have to convert? What kind of offers do you have to convert? Maybe you sell an online course about something that's related to your area of expertise. Maybe you're a published author and you want to teach people how to self-publish their books. That's a good course. Maybe you're a fitness person, like I said briefly earlier. Show people your way of exercise. That's a good course. I'm just finding it difficult to get behind people investing $8,000 to $10,000 into a YouTube course. They don't even have a channel yet. Now, if you're already at some level where you have 10,000 subscribers, 20,000 to mentor, find a mastermind group, that's something I'm considering starting for YouTube on this channel. Considering making a membership where we all meet in a Zoom meeting and we just hash it out. We just talk YouTube for an hour every week. We present our ideas, we share our ideas, because that whole scarcity of being afraid that someone's going to get your idea, they're going to learn your secret sauce. There's no secrets on the internet, man. We can just watch and see what everyone's doing, basically. You watch your competition, they can watch you. So it's best to just avoid that scarcity mindset. That's what's helped me grow on this platform over the last 8 years. That's what I would recommend. But yeah, never taken an online course to do it. I've had mentors that have been in the online space since 1995. Had some other mentors that have been very successful with online courses on Kajabi. They taught me everything I know. and they put me in a position to be able to experiment. So really, a lot of the knowledge of the platforms comes from experimentation. If you're not even uploading anything, you can't really learn. Even if you are watching hours of vidIQ every week, watching hours of Think Media every week, watching all the Hormozi videos and all the Gary Vee videos, what's going to teach you more than anything, while that content's good, it's positive content to digest, gives you some perspective on how those people won, doing it is what's really going to teach you. So if I do launch these mastermind groups, I think accountability will be very important within the group. If you say you're going to post this week, better post. And having someone keep you accountable is probably something that we could all benefit from. I could benefit from it myself. So those are my thoughts on YouTube online courses. Be careful. Be careful if you're considering buying one. Just make sure you look at the person who's created it, kind of see how they're doing on their channels. I've just seen some out there that are being sold at a high price. The person might have like 300 subscribers, selling an $8,000 product. And the whole thing, the argument is, well, yeah, my channel's small, but all my clients are really big. Probably heard me say the same thing. I don't say it that way. What I'll say is, I don't get to spend a ton of time on this channel outside of these live streams that I do while I'm on break, walking in the park across the street from my office. But it's no excuse. I'm still trying to grow the channel. So if you see some of these channels of the YouTube gurus, they have like 300 subscribers. They put up a new video, they get 40 views, 20 views. Choose wisely. Choose wisely is what I'm trying to say. You make a big investment that might be a couple of months of income for you. You have to make sure you're making the right investment. That's just my opinion. We got any questions out there? I see we got 7 people watching. Of the 7 people, 12 people right now, how many of you are uploading videos to YouTube? How many of you started a channel this year? How many of you started a channel today? How many of you are happy with your subscriber count? How many of you have found ways to monetize your YouTube channel outside of the YouTube partnership? That's really the name of the game. Make a little bit of money off ad revenue, but unless you're Mr. Beast, it's not going to be paying the mortgage. But it's a great way to let the world know about your services, know about your products. YouTube's the #1 video platform. And as people cut the cable and even reduce the amount of streaming platforms they use, YouTube's only going to grow. This is probably the best year to get involved in YouTube. You've probably heard other people say that before, but that's because every year is the best year because it just keeps getting better on this platform. There's a lot of different changes in the way people digest YouTube content. You still have to be mindful of search engine optimization for SEO, but it's an interest-based algorithm now. So if you've been watching YouTube for years, the platform knows your watching habits. The algorithm will send you content even based on the hour that you're logging onto the app. So when you're creating content for other people to digest, you got to be mindful of that as well. I'll say this, the way I write titles and the way I do thumbnails completely changed in the last 6 months. Working with a guy, golf channel, Paul Gorman Golf. Me and Paul, we've been working together on and off for quite some time now. We recently reconnected and started doing some business together again. We've been getting his videos up there. Usually gets 600 views on a video. Most recent one's at 7,000 right now, under a week. I think he hit 5,000 in a day. We did a different title, did a different thumbnail. If you look at the shorts on my channel, you can actually see that as an example on how to make a YouTube title. I had that in there as an example because I'm so proud of it. But there's all kinds of resources that you can look at. You can look at Creator Hooks. That's a good resource. It's free. CreatorHooks.com. I found them from vidIQ. And it's a very good resource. I like to go there if I'm stumped on the title. Got to brainstorm a little bit. Lots of opportunities this year. Lots of opportunities. Especially if you want to do entertainment. I'm telling you, as people are cutting the cable, reducing the number of video streaming platforms that they have, more and more people are going to be watching television. They'll think it's television, but it's really streaming through the YouTube app. MSN put out a article recently that 10% of all content watched on televisions in the living rooms of Americans is from YouTube. It's either a smart TV or something like a Roku, Fire Stick. People are watching YouTube more than ever. So if you can create something that gets people's attention, interest, causes a decision, and then they take action, it easily, I shouldn't say easily, could eventually make YouTube be a full-time job. One of the easiest ways you can finance yourself when you want YouTube to be a full-time job is you start picking up clients, start working for other people and doing their YouTube channels, video editing, marketing. You might say to yourself, well, I don't know a lot about YouTube. How can I market a whole channel? Just start doing it. That's really the best advice I have. Just start doing it. I mean, you can get involved with a mentor, get involved with a group that's a bunch of other YouTube creators. That's something I'm going to try to do here on Video SEO Club. I'm not going to try to do it. I'm going to do it. It's just a matter of getting everything set up. So really, these live streams are a precursor to the bigger group that's going to exist on Video SEO Club that anybody can be a part of. And I guess it won't be for everybody. Mainly just people that are serious about making YouTube full-time work, becoming professionals. A lot more supportive than maybe an online course, though. Online course presents the same curriculum to everybody. It's not customized. Once in a while, you might have one-on-one interactions, the instructors, or maybe not even the person who wrote the course. It's a really big investment to make $5,000, $8,000. You're not even sure if it's going to help you. I've heard that feedback from people. I have empathy for it. That's why if you are considering opting in on some online courses for YouTube, do your homework, figure out who these people are, go read reviews, go read real reviews. That can kind of be hard to find the real reviews sometimes. A lot of times those reviews look a little astroturfed, is what they call it, when they have some, maybe, what do I want to say, facilitated reviews on products. And you should see some negative reviews too. Every online course isn't right for everybody. So there should be somebody who had a negative experience. If you don't see any negative experiences, or just a low number of experience in general, that would be concerning to me. But I'm not trying to disparage, just from my perspective. Most of what I know about YouTube, I learned from doing YouTube. I didn't read a whole lot of books. There weren't books available back then. I didn't know a lot about Gary Vee when he was writing his first book, so I wasn't able to gather any of that information. It would have been helpful, I'm sure. That's a $14 book, you know. It's a lot different than investing $8,000 into something that might not even help you for your goals. I guess the first step to determining that is to actually figure out what your goals are. Please what? Not sure what that means. Figuring out your goals is the first step. And you should have goals, and they should be clearly defined. You should start thinking about how you want to actually reach them. Something I had to do when I first started on YouTube, because I was working for somebody else. So I remember my boss stood behind me when I first started our YouTube channel. We had maybe 20 subscribers. Videos were getting like 8 views in a month if I was lucky. It's 2016. He had his arms crossed and he's standing over my shoulder, and I turn around and I see him. And he says, "I don't know, Kirk. I'm not sure how this YouTube thing's going to convert." And really, what would transpire over the next 12 months completely changed my life, because not only did it converted better than Google AdWords, and the company didn't even have to run advertisements anymore. We were getting completely organic leads and converting them at a high level, Because even though we were only getting maybe 10,000 views of video, they were highly qualified views. And what that means is they were people that had a high level of interest in what we were talking about. Okay, yeah, you got 10,000 views, but if 40% of the people are ready to open their wallet, that means you got high qualified views. People that are ready to actually convert and engage your products or services. So it's different than getting 1 million views. Maybe only 0.5% are interested in what you actually have to offer. That's where you have to be careful with shorts. Sometimes shorts, you get a lot of views with it, but you have to always understand that maybe there's not a high likelihood all those people are going to actually go to your channel and watch a long form, become a subscriber, do anything, right? It's a fleeting experience. I just did an interview with a guy from Publicly Buzzed. That's the name of his channel. And he also has one called Wrestle Plunge. And that'll be out this weekend on the channel, our little in-depth interview about YouTube SEO. Anyway, he was talking about how his shorts kind of fall off the map after about 48 hours. And yeah, that's the nature of shorts. The duration of the video is short, and the bump to your channel views and subscriptions is also short. I've seen some shorts have sustained growth over a couple of years. Those are kind of exceptions to the rule. You know what I mean? Other than that, 48 hours, 72 hours, that short's kind of dead in the water. You might get a handful of views here or there, but they're really just temporary things. Think of a short like this. It's kind of like if you were in a crowded room and you yelled something out loud. You might have everyone's attention for that brief moment. They turn around, they look at you because you just shouted something. Then after that, if you don't say something else really quick, you're not going to keep that attention. But that's the top of the funnel, right? AIDA, attention, interest, decision, action. That is accurate. I'm in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, and it's hot. So these live streams are going to be indoors pretty soon. Because, I mean, I don't want to die. I don't want to burn. I'm a fair complected person, so putting my skin at risk. But hey, you got to have skin in the game, right? Yeah, I'm in Arizona. Appreciate anyone who's stuck on for the whole talk here. Just really warning people, or telling people to be cautious. I shouldn't say warning. I've never taken an online course, so I don't know how good they are or how bad they are, but I told you just that one anecdotal experience of a friend of mine telling me he dropped $8,000 on a course. Well, I'm always happy, pal. Why aren't you happy is the bigger question. That's the bigger question. You should always be happy. But I appreciate everybody watching. And if you want to win on YouTube, keep an eye on the channel. Doing live streams like this quite regularly, usually abruptly. I don't do a lot of notifications, not a lot of preparation. I just kind of come out here on my 15-minute break. Usually turns into a 20-minute break, as you can see here on the live count at the top of the screen. But appreciate it. Have a great weekend, Chief. Have a great one. Everybody, thank you for watching. See you next time.